And now let's talk about the other Italian Giga, Giga Type B. The Italian Giga B, unlike the first type, does not have any triplets at the smallest rhythmic level, taps, but instead has the triplets at the pulse level. So beneath the triplets there is another binary subdivision. So we still have triplets, but then we have another binary subdivision, and so the metric structure is 1, 3, and then 2. What does it mean? Is that we have the triplet, but then we have 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, another binary subdivision. This way, you can have 3, 8, or even 6, 8, the same thing. The grouping of the bar is like the French Giga. You can have 3, 8 like this, but or 6, 8, but in both cases, the bars tend to be grouped 2 plus 2. Allemande, courante, sarabande, giga, minuet, corrente, passepied, courret, gavotte, lourd. Learn how to compose a Baroque suite with all its dances. Study the compositional techniques of each dance. Analyze the work of the great composers and compose 2 full suites together with me. Discover Suite and Dances, the 3rd level of the Musicus Practicus Baroque Path. Go to this link, explore everything you will learn, and start today with the free levels on the Musicus Practicus Academy free. Then choose the complete path that suits you best and get ready to compose your first Baroque suite as if you had lived in the 18th century. Here is an example. We analyzed this fugue, Giga in G major. This is what you hear. In this other type of Giga, is binary. The tap is binary. So you can have a change of the harmony even on the 8th note level, as you can see. More frequently. Then the flow of the triplets is thus more moderate, not virtuosistic. This is not a virtuosistic Giga. While in the Italian Giga A are no harmonic changes within the triplets, some of them, of course, here they are possible, because if you want to have this movement, of course you have to change a little the harmony, but they are mainly neighbor tones, they are very quick passages, we don't have big changes. Here these changes are possible because another level of subdivision is available. Therefore, even a Giga that requires a slower tempo and has harmonic changes within the triplet, for example on the 3rd note, is more consistent with this type than that with the Giga A. See the Milliordan by Couperin. We will analyze this Giga, La Milliordan, where we don't have actually another subdivision, so we don't have 16th notes. But notice the flow, notice how the 8th note here, has a more important weight in 7/6, 7/6 in creating different harmonies. 7/6, 7/6. So it has a more harmonic weight, the 8th note. It's not. The other Giga would be here, instead of ta-ra-ta-ta-ra-ta-ta, we have something a little bit slower, moderate, gallant. Here the 3rd beat of each, the 3rd note of each triple group is very important. It's more important than in the previous giga, in the previous type. Okay, so we can have these three schemes. In the first one, we have the grouping, which is 3/8 bar, okay, but 2 plus 2 plus 2, at the end we have 8 bars, this way, 8 beats. For each bar we just have one single beat. And so we can have this typical rhythmic pattern, and the last note works as an upbeat of the following phrase. We have an upbeat, or you can have something more simple. Pam 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 pa ya tum pam pa 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 da ti da ti ti re do re ti da da, and then the upbeat. Or something similar but grouped, for example, 2 plus 2, so in each bar we have 2 beats, as you can see, this way, with an upbeat. For example, this is a good melody we can develop in one of our giga. First is the one in B flat major, though. And then the last section works as a upbeat to the following phrase. Or the other phrasing, which is, for example, and then you can continue. Try to invent, improvise, write, do your best to improvise, write melodies based on these rhythms. Remember where we have the thesis. The true thesis arrives here, the thetic point, so on beat number 7, sometimes on even beat number 8, this depends on how you shape your melodies, okay? Then we can have a preliminary thesis on 3 or 4, as you can see here. So even here the main thesis arrives on number 7. Then you can have even exceptions, but they are exceptions, okay? Now another scheme which is more interesting is the following one. Instead of having we have 6-beat, a longer phrase, 6-beat, as you can see, where the first beat, the first phrase is has bars of 12, 18, which is for a wider, even for a bigger giga, written with this time signature, where you can even think, now you know, 2 plus 2. So it's a bigger phrase, of course, but at the end we don't have so many differences compared to the previous one. We have just a longer phrase. But it just is even good to know this possibility. Now, we have to analyze other giga, so in the next video let's start our analysis before composing then our giga. So let's continue our journey together. Every self-respecting Baroque composer wrote at least one suite with their own dances. Think of Bach's French suites, Handel's suite, or harpsichord partitas by other great composers. Composing a suite is a true challenge. Each dance has its own rhythms, phrasing, style and unique character. And if you don't study how each one works, you risk writing an allemand that sounds like a gavotte, a French courant that feels like a sarabande, or a minuet that turns into a passepied. No, no, no! What you need is structure, method and the right knowledge. That's why I created an entire level on the Musicus Practicus Baroque Path dedicated to composing a complete Baroque suite with all its dances. The dances you'll study include allemand, sarabande, minuet, gavotte, bourrée, French courant, Italian corrente, passepied, lourd, French jig and Italian giga. Each dance is introduced in a carefully structured didactical order, and for every one of them I've designed a target learning method, the most effective one I've used and I use in my one-to-one lessons, which has helped students achieve faster and more solid results. First, we study the compositional elements of each dance: rhythm, phrasing, and structure. Then, we analyze many real examples from different composers so you can learn directly from them and be inspired by their work. Finally, the active part. We compose 2 full suites together, writing 2 dances for each type, one in B flat major and the other one in B minor, to explore the expressive richness of both major and minor modes. All of these and much more in the 3rd level of the Musicus Practicus Baroque Path, Suite and Dances. Click the link to download the free ebook on Suite and Dances and to explore the full content. Then get started with the free levels you can find on the Musicus Practicus Academy free. Then choose the complete path that suits you best and get ready to compose your Baroque suite as if you had lived in the 18th century.